Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Frank Southern Ice Arena for tonight's matchup between Indiana University and the University of Kentucky Wildcats. I'm Austin Platt. We'll have Sam Weixler on the call for this one, and face-off is expected to be in about 15 minutes or so between two of really the hottest teams right now in this division right now. Indiana comes in as the 12th ranked team in the region, 4-0 in the month of November. They're 4-1-3 overall, third in the South, just behind Kentucky, who sits in second. 4-0 in the month of November, 2 sweeps over both Louisville and Xavier. Of course, Louisville, there was that thrilling game in a shootout to open up the home season here at the Frank. 3-2 was that first game. Then they held on in Louisville a night later, two Saturdays ago, to win 6-5, and then followed that up with 2 dominant performances over the Xavier Musketeers, 10-4 and 6-0. So they are riding hot. The Kentucky Wildcats, well, they haven't lost yet. 6-0. They are second in the South, ranked 5th in their division right now, and it's a big rivalry. Of course, Indiana, Kentucky, some bad blood between these two teams, regardless of the sport. And Kentucky, a team that you can see a lot in the penalty box. They averaged over 34 minutes of penalty time in each game. Yes, 34 minutes. That is not a typo by any means. A big rivalry game. Jack Kissel mentioned that. He said, quote, Kentucky's a big opponent that's looking really good so far this year, so they have a tough task ahead of them. This is the first meeting between these two teams as TSCHL opponents. And finally, the star of last weekend, Will Garami, 4 goals and 2 assists against Xavier. But it's going to be a tall task against the Wildcats. It's a rivalry night. The Frank is starting to get packed here, even with Thanksgiving just around the corner, today being the final day of classes at Indiana. It should be a good one. Indiana and Kentucky. Stay with us here. Puck drop is in about 15 minutes. Sam Weixler will be on the call here on the Indiana University hockey broadcast.
It's a heavyweight matchup in the last game before Thanksgiving break. These two teams, the Kentucky Wildcats and the Cream and Crimson of Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University, both riding a hot streak, at least 4 wins apiece, coming into a vital TSCHL matchup. I'm Sam Weixler alongside Austin Platt here for Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University. Austin, we've seen both of these clubs go on an absolute tear, a winning streak. Kentucky beating Bowling Green thoroughly, and Indiana last weekend rolling over Xavier.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams are very, very hot at the moment. Indiana 4-0 in the month of November. They had that coaching change, which was, expected in the end, but they've been playing very, very well. 2 really dominant wins, both by the 6-goal margins against Xavier after those big Louisville wins, those tight 1-goal games. And Kentucky just doesn't want to lose, 6-0 behind Bowling Green for that top spot in the South Division, and it's a heavyweight matchup. It's a rivalry as well. Kentucky, Indiana, doesn't matter what sport. Both these two teams do not like each other at all.
And this is going to be a very physical game. We've talked about it in prior broadcasts, how the Frank Southern Ice Arena is about 10 to 15 feet too short in terms of goal line to goal line. The neutral zone is the smallest in terms of proportions, as well as the width. The rink is 5 feet less in width than it should be. And Kentucky is the most penalized team in the ACHA. That's all of American club hockey at this level, at D2, D1, D3, anything for the men. They are averaging 35 penalty minutes per game, Austin. They've got a whole lot of ejections, 5 to be exact this season. And in the most recent game they played, they had 5 misconduct penalties called on them.
And that's insane, and we talked about that with Louisville a bit. We thought they lived in the box. Well, compared to Kentucky, they practically reside here. They have an address in the penalty box practically. And in that game against Louisville that was here, Indiana was the one that actually went to the penalty box a bit more. So you look for that, the maturity from this team. Let's see how disciplined they are against a physical team like Kentucky that's going to come out with a lot of firepower.
The most recent person to be charged with a misconduct was number 17 of Kentucky, sophomore Drew Carlson. He was charged for spitting on an opponent, and he was ejected earlier in the season for making intentional contact to an opponent's head. So these guys are not to be trifled with.
Not at all. It's a rivalry. Kentucky's a very big team, and they travel very, very well. And you can tell that there's a lot of noise. This place is packed, even though the time of it's Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Final day of classes for both these sides. So, but it's packed well, and we're excited for a really good one here at the Frank.
Looking at the team comparisons, Kentucky putting up a lot of goals every single game, averaging 6 right on the nose. Indiana averaging just over 4, benefiting tremendously from that 10-4 win and 6-0 win against Xavier. The Musketeers are short 7 skaters. They've only got 1 goaltender on their roster. So it's kind of like picking on a younger brother at some point, when you can only field 1 goaltender, and they've only got 2 lines of offense in all reality for Xavier, so it's not a surprise that both these teams handled Xavier quite well. What is surprising, however, is the season that Bowling Green has had. Bowling Green has slipped up from where it is in past years, and Kentucky swept Bowling Green by pretty good margins, 9-5, 9-3, and Kentucky knows how to make the offense happen.
They know how to score, and they're coming in here with a lot of firepower. An Indiana team that's also scored a lot of goals lately, so expect a high-flying affair, maybe a lot of goals, a lot of penalty minutes, a lot of action. That's exactly what we want to see on a Friday night here at the Frank.
Both of these teams averaging right around 41 shots on goal per game, although the tail of the tape is really going to be at the power play numbers. Kentucky has one of the best power play numbers in all of the ACHA. They're in the top 30th percentile, the top 30%. At 41.4%, they score when they're up a man. And when they're down a man, they do just as well, if not better, 88% on the penalty kill. Indiana really struggled against Xavier. They had some cheap penalties at the very end of the game on Friday night that cost them dearly. Those were the only 2 power play goals that they allowed to the opponents since Louisville.
Yeah, it's a much improved unit, and we've mentioned plenty of things that need to improve for Indiana, that power play especially. But if they can get it going now, November's been a good month for them, unlike October. And then a lot of things that you can see from this Indiana. They're an improving team, and they're getting hot at the right time against a team that they need to play at their best against in the Wildcats of Kentucky.
Shifting over to the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League standings, Indiana, 4 straight wins in the league. and Kentucky much of the same. They've been dominating their opponents, and they've picked up several big points. A sweep against Xavier and a sweep against Bowling Green, all in regulation. So those are 3-point wins for Kentucky that vaulted them ahead of Indiana in the standings, especially because Indiana had to go to a shootout to beat Louisville in the first game.
Yeah, it was a point there, but hey, a win is a win. It was a much-needed time to get one, but it's a Kentucky team that beats teams, and they beat them easily, and they have not played too many close games, unlike Indiana, so that could be something down the stretch that you could see that favors Indiana, especially being at home as well with that win against Louisville to really get that win off their shoulders and really prove that they are still one of the best teams, ranked 12th right now, whereas Kentucky is the 5, so very, very close on paper.
Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks, are still in the driver's seat of the T. Miami, an incredible offense. They play physical, they play fast, and they've just got the bodies that some of these other teams don't have.
Yeah, absolutely. Physicality is such a huge factor in hockey, and just looking at the two sides right now as we're sitting right about at center ice, Kentucky's a big team, and physicality is a big thing, and that has definitely something to do with those penalty minutes.
You mentioned the height and the size of these guys. 6 of the defensemen for the Wildcats are over 6 feet tall. That is just a tremendous number, and the tallest guy on the ice will be 6'5". Tim Burke listed at 6'4", although you can give or take an inch or two here and there. Nathan Cesarski, 6'5" as well. So it'll be a big boy matchup in a rink that always features big boy physical play. This is an SEC or a Big Ten football game in every sense. Austin, I don't know if you watched the Edmonton Oilers and Winnipeg Jets a few nights ago, but that was a big boy hockey as well. And I think we can expect much of the same just like that.
2 Canadian teams, those guys definitely don't like each other. Kentucky, Indiana, those guys don't like each other as well. Expect a physical play here as both these teams in the first of the 2 games here at the Frank. Expect both teams to try and set the tone early.
Well, we'll take a quick break as we get ready for the starting lineups to be announced. 40 seconds on the clock before the national anthem, so we will take you ice level for the PA and starting lineups. Finally, time for puck drop here at the Frank. The Cream and Crimson of Indiana University in their white sweaters with red buckets and red pants. And the visitors from Lexington, Kentucky, the Kentucky Wildcats, in black sweaters and black bottoms with blue numerals and lettering. Sam Weixler alongside Austin Platt for game one of this two-game series here at the Frank. A mid-season big boy matchup, as Austin put it. The Cats in black from left to right. In between the pipes is Sam Tucker, the junior, saving 91% of the shots he sees. For Indiana, their primary netminder, Sammy Billis. Billis did not see much of the ice last weekend, but he's had his fair share of success as well. Opening faceoff won by the Cream and Crimson, heading from right to left, and scooped up by the glove of Tucker. Tucker this season is 8-2-0 in 10 games started, and has a goals allowed average of .307. Face off to the stick side of Tucker, won by Brandenburg, digging in. Pushed over to the corner and flicked all the way around to the near side, where it's pushed forward by D'Amico. Indiana has to wheel it back into their own side and then chips it all the way forward again. Brandenburg laying chase, but it roulette wheels all the way across to the near side to Gabe D'Amico. D'Amico, the sophomore winger, shoots, and it's kicked away by Billis. Jamming at it in front of the net, and it's poked away. Goodfellow charging to the near side, but he blows a tire, and DiLorenzo has to clean up his mess. Puck wobbling along the blue line, flicked forward off the stick of Tim Burke, the alternate captain for the Wildcats. Now a rush for Indiana. Here come Chambers and DiLorenzo. Instead, it's pushed all the way right to the glove off a hop. Tucker scoops it up, and both sides will change. .18:57 to go here in the first. Couple shots on goal apiece. Now face off to the glove side. Won by Brandenburg. Kicker swings his stick at it, but instead it's a one-man break all by himself. Here comes Hercules. He charges in, but it is gloved by Billis, who leans forward from his crouch, stopping the clock at 18:47. Again, it looks like the clock didn't move, Austin. Face off to the stick side of Billis this time, won by the Cats. Swung high and wide into the air. Goodfellow flicks it off the near boards. Null spins like a top right at the blue line and watches the puck whiz past him. Here comes Kissel on a rush. He dances around one defenseman, and now a big hit by Null. We expected a physical game, and it looks like that's what we're going to get, Austin.
Absolutely, a few hits for both sides so far. Kentucky with a couple good shots already.
Again, Kentucky, if you didn't hear us on the pregame, they are the most penalized team in all of the ACHA. Over 30 minutes per game on average spent in the box. Now that does include the 20 different misconduct penalties they've had, as well as the 5 ejections this season. Indiana playing around with it in their own zone. Here's McKay swiveling right behind the trapezoid, now moving through traffic into center ice. He loses it after trying to make a quick move, and pushing it forward is Carlson. Vlad Krushan as Indiana makes a change. One man without his stick, who headed to the bench, so there's a bit of lumber laying right at the blue line. Another big hit by the captain, Cesarski, who forces the puck into the trapezoid. Kentucky trying to play it out of their own end, and it is met by Cesarski at the point. It's flicked up and out of play, so we'll have a stoppage with just over 2.5 played here in the first. Neither side able to break the deadlock yet far.
Fast start here for both sides, trying to feel each other out and get the right players on the ice.
Face-off won by Indiana. Cesarski, a wrist shot covered up by Sam Tucker. Indiana wins the draw. A quick wrist shot by Kenyon. Kenyon pushing it along toward the blue line. Knocked back into the corner from Timmons. Pitch and catch, and now quick centering pass. That's met by Cesarski, but instead it's a 2-on-2 break. On the far side, a wrist shot kicked away by Billis. Great save. Cruz slides in backwards to clear the puck away from trouble. And now it's being fought for right at the red line at center. Krush on a break, trying to make something happen. He's been on a hot streak. He had 4 points in last weekend's games against the Xavier Musketeers. He was on fire and involved in pretty much every play that we saw out on the ice.
Yeah, solid start here from both sides. Indiana winning some good face-off in the O-zone, allowing for some good shots from the point, but Kentucky can come the other way.
A quick breakaway shot by Tirakowski. He gets manhandled right in front of the crease, and the puck gets pushed all the way into the near corner. Indiana playing it out of trouble. Here's Bonecutter pushing it to partner Simino right inside the center circle. Just about 4 minutes played so far. Here's Offenbach still looking for his first goal, although he's had assists on 3 different scores for his teammates. Offenbach trying to center it right in front of the paint again, unsuccessful. Goodfellow throws a wrist shot on, looking for a deflection. Doesn't get anything except a Kentucky skater's body. Another hit right in front of the scorer's table, and Kentucky playing around with it right at the red line in front of Indiana's bench. Billis whacks it with his paddle, and Cesarski scoops it up in the far corner. Indiana mounting an attack. That was Cesarski trying to quarterback it, but he missed his intended receiver on a stretch pass, so that will bring the puck all the way back toward Indiana's side of the ice with 15:49 to go here in the first.
Yeah, Indiana looks like they're going to try some shots from the point. There's some big guys on the other end, as we mentioned, for Kentucky, which could pose some problems. You could see a lot of block shots, but they're not afraid to take those wristers from the blue line.
Face off between Quinn and Brandenburg in the Indiana third. Billis on the front of his blades with his glove down. Puck wobbles all the way across toward Billis. He watched it go and hit the back of the net, and a big hit. Cesarski gets put onto his wallet. You don't see that very often, Austin. A 6'5" skater gets walloped in his own zone.
Yeah, he looked like he was 5'5" right there, as he just completely got walloped as Kentucky, but finally winning a face-off in the O-zone.
Cream and Crimson trying to run a 3-man weave in the neutral zone, pushed forward, but it deflects up into the scorer's table. Reaching for it was Lance Giovenko, the backup goaltender for Kentucky. And they will eventually get the puck handed over to the official on the far side of the ice. 4.5 minutes elapsed in the first. Kentucky and Indiana scoreless. In the first of this 2-game series, both will be played at the Frank. Face-off in front of the UK bench, won by the Cats. Here they come on a quick shot from the right circle, glove down by Billis. And Billis has really been on his toes. He's been really strong all season. When he last had a full game, he saved 30 of 32 shots against the Louisville Cardinals in that shootout win. And he did make a save in the shootout to seal the deal.
Yeah, he made dozens of saves on breakaways. Felt like there were half a dozen. He saved them all, kept Indiana in that game, and they won in the end.
Wildcats trying to play around with it in their own end. Instead, it's scooped up by Chambers, who gets pinned against the boards. Brandenburg flicks it to the blue line. Goodfellow, a wrist shot, deflected in traffic. Now playing it away is D'Amico. Another deflection goes off of Chambers' stick, and it wobbles all the way across to Indiana's third. Cruz trying to grab it out of the air as it came off the glass. A weird deflection, and that's something that both teams will have to adjust to, Austin, as this is not a traditional rink. A quick slap shot from Goodfellow, a cannonading shot straight at the near side, and Tucker put his body in front of it, letting the chest protector do the work.
You can tell Indiana's looking for those long rebounds tonight. We've seen 3 or 4 shots now from, quite a ways out, but they're making solid saves and can't allow these long rebounds. Indiana's a much smaller team. They're going to go for some scrappy shots in front.
Face-off won by the Cream and Crimson. Here's McKay back skating into his own blue line. Plays it forward into the circle. Deflects twice off different sticks in the neutral ice. And recovered by Kentucky. They'll send it all the way down. And that'll be a 180-foot whistle for icing.
Bit slow and steady for both sides, a bit choppy. They both try and feel one another out with the face-off coming in the Indiana offensive zone. Indiana been the better side on the face-offs thus far.
That was one strong suit Indiana had last weekend against Xavier. Adam Offenbach doing the lion's share of the work at the dots, winning almost 80% of the face-offs. Indiana kept that pressure up, and that was what was so successful for them. And Cesarski nails a Kentucky Wildcat in the corner. He's slow to get up. Now leaning over. Quick pass over at the right dot. Kenyon pokes his stick at it. Now Timmons throws a body. One man has his stick on the ground again, and it's going toward the bench. It appears to be Kyle McElhaney. Indiana gains the blue line just a little bit too eagerly. And so both sides will get a fresh set of skaters on the sheet. 13:36 to go here in the first period. Donuts and goose eggs up on the board. Onto the ice for Indiana. Their leading point scorer, Will Jeremy. He's got 7 goals and 6 assists. 13 points on the season, leads this hockey club for Indiana. Flicked across the goal, come away with it. And Kentucky playing it off the wall. There's Carlson at the right dot. He's manhandled by Kicker, who gives him a good shove for good measure into the near boards. Sliding around is Dan Cortapella. He throws a shot in the vicinity of the net. Billis is able to come up with the puck, and now we've got some extracurricular activity after the whistle. And Austin, neither team is a stranger to playing physical. We saw with Indiana when they had a preseason game against a major junior team from the Chicago region. There were actual punches thrown, and some of those junior hockey players don't have to wear face masks like college guys, so it was just open faces and open season. And Kentucky's had their fair share of issues with fisticuffs, 5 ejections as we mentioned for fighting. Both of their assistant captains have been ejected in one game or another this season, as both teams unable to get a sustained attack going. We've played 8 here in the first. Null fighting forward on the near side. High across the sky. And Kissel can't hold on to it. Played back toward McDaniel in front of his own bench. Now a quick rush. Hit made. McDaniel slides belly first across the right dot. Kentucky trying to gain the line. That's at the stick of Wolf. He gets poked away and sent down to his knees. Shot gloved out of the air by Billis, and now we've got some real cross-checking going on in front of the iron. Billis is standing strong right now.
Yes.
And he has been an impressive performance so far.
Absolutely. Can't mention Indiana without Billis been the rock this entire year. Kentucky's having some problems getting the right guys on the ice. We saw just 2 players there on the offensive zone on that rush.
Billis allowing a goals against average of .291, which is better than Sam Tucker's numbers at the moment. Wrist shot from the near side, whisked away, and Simoneau punches the puck right to the left point. Stuck under the skate blade of a Wildcat and pushed forward as Bonecutter deflects it across the blue line. Kentucky will be forced to circle the wagons and regroup. Although puck given over toward Offenbach, who avoids a check. Bonecutter pushes it toward the far boards. Another backhanded pass right across the slot, and Timmons collects the loose change at his own line. Here comes Cesarski leading the attack. A shot that's paddled away. A little bit of a waffle board save as well. Sam Tucker's had his hands full so far. Simoneau lets the puck glance off the edge of his stick, and Indiana will get a full change as well. Puck thrown high into the air and hitting the Bloomington Blades 2009 championship banner. So that'll be the first stoppage in play, resulting from this low roof. Just 32 feet from the ice level to the lowest banner.
Yeah, plenty of ways play could be stopped here in this arena. We've seen it a couple times. That one just goes right off the banner and towards an opportunity for Indiana.
If you're not familiar with hockey arenas in the past, Chicago Stadium, the old Blackhawks arena, was 15 feet too short, and it was the last building to do so, if I'm not mistaken, Austin. When it was torn down in '95 and replaced with the modern-day United Center, the NHL said you really have to have a full sheet, but the Frank Southern Ice Arena, built in 1969, and we wouldn't change it. 11:15 to go. Brandenburg wins the faceoff. Wrist shot by DiLorenzo. He has to use his better judgment as he was hit hard from the side, right off the drop. Tucker being forced to make a lot of saves in a short amount of time. He has to make about 30 saves per game, whereas Billis only sees 22.
When your team's in the penalty box so much, your goaltender's going to have to come up with some big saves when your team's down a man.
Played forward over to the stick of Brett Quinn. He moves over to the right dot, being harassed by Timmons, who dispossesses him. Pitch and catch. Back to Cesarski. He looks for a stretch pass. Instead, DiLorenzo lets it go past him. Timmons chasing this time. Kentucky playing around with it in their own end, trying to catch Indiana on a change or get an odd man rush going. Half the period gone, neither side able to draw first blood. Here comes Bartus on a rush on the right point. He moves through traffic. A backhand shot goes wide of the near post. A quick shot from a sharp angle, jammed at by Billis. The puck is on the reverse side now. No one knew where it was except for the Indiana skater that flung it all the way across. It appeared to be Goodfellow who found it and luckily moved it away from danger.
Yeah, they didn't know where that puck was. It was a very awkward shot up high on Billis, who made the saves, and the puck somehow squirted out to the other end. Luckily, no one was there for Kentucky, and Indiana was to clear it all the way down for an icing.
Shots on goal right now, 4-3 in favor of the Wildcats. Face-off won in the Indiana side by Chambers. He's pinned against the boards and a rugby scrum ensues. Behind the cage now, whacking at it. A melee of sticks right behind Billis' cage. He's swiveling his head to keep an eye on the puck. Now sent roulette wheeling all the way across again. Kentucky playing around below the goal line for a good 15 to 20 seconds, Austin. Finally pushed up against the boards on the far side. Chambers making a move on the puck before it's pushed to him by O'Flaherty. Now Kicker moving it across the blue line. He's harassed, and the Wildcats will get a change. Pass into the center circle. Cruz tries to hold on to it, but it's flipped off the edge of Linares' stick for the Wildcats. And again, Cruz trying to chase after the puck and jam it in. Kenyon gives possession to McKay in top of the Bloomington City logo. He has some fancy footwork in front of the Kentucky bench and moves with the puck on the right wall. Along the short boards, a quick pass in front, and they score! Vladislav Cruz! What he does every single game and every single rush, going to the net and crashing the rebound, picks up the loose change, and puts the biscuit in the basket. Indiana draws first blood with 9:07 to go here in the first. 1-0 Indiana.
Great speed there from Indiana, moving all the way in. You mentioned the big bodies, and that gives the Indiana University team an opportunity to use their speed, and there were two guys right in front, but it was the 17, the senior, 6'3", 200, easy shot. Didn't get all of it look like, but just sneaked past, and Indiana has the lead, deservedly so, honestly.
Kentucky not necessarily used to playing from behind. They've taken the lead in all four of the last four they've played first. Quick stick handling on the far dot. That's Carlson on it. Pushing it forward. A good stick save by Bills now as he sees a shot from his glove side. Good deflection, and now it's kicked across. A good save by McDaniel for Indiana. He put his leg out and stopped the shot from the near side at a sharp angle. And here's Kishel. He emerges with the puck. He's got no help, though. So he flicks it toward the Kentucky net to get his side a full change. Puck pushed free. 4-on-4 crime here on the near side. That's Cortapella acknowledging the puck and pushing it forward. Cesarski blows a tire in the near side and gives possession right to the Wildcats. It's at the high slot, a wrist shot, going through traffic and hitting a body. Here comes Simoneau, pushing it forward, gets pinned up against the boards by Wolf. Now laying chase on the far corner at the half boards. That's Cesarski doing the dirty work. Simoneau back to the near side, trying to force Kentucky defensemen to make a mistake. Offenbach has some of the best handles on the team, but instead it's Kentucky moving away. Here's Cortapella, wrist shot, pushed away by the waffle board of Sammy Billis. Another shot goes into his legs, backhand shot, scooped up by the belly of Billis. Great stuff from the sophomore netminder, Billis.
Billis is making the saves he's been needing to all night. Even with Indiana in the lead, a backhand shot there by the junior center. Kentucky's got to win some more faceoffs on the offensive zone, Wex. They haven't been able to really at all in this entire game.
Brandenburg back to take the draw against Brett Quinn, his fellow centerman. Won by Indiana. Kicker slides in quickly to help out, and now a battle right behind the cage. D'Lo takes a check from behind, keeps his head up and his eyes up as well, finding Kicker on the near side. Push to Brandenburg, a good stretch pass that finds no one in particular, and that'll be an icing. No deflections, says the linesman on the far side. 7:12 to go here in the first. 1-0, Indiana ahead by a Vladislav Cruz tip in right in front of the net.
Indiana really looking for those stretch passes, trying to use really all 180 feet of the ice tonight, whereas Kentucky just trying to hold on to the puck a bit more and create something more offensively, but they haven't really been able to do so.
Indiana wins yet another face-off on their own third. Played forward to DiLorenzo. Indiana moving one line at a time at the moment. Forward toward Chambers, he gives chase. Into the near corner. And Kentucky goes through the zone. Kicker swinging his stick wildly at the puck to try and move Eastlack off the puck. Now into the near corner. Bodies collide. And Goodfellow sent D'Amico onto his backside. Chambers holding it against the boards in his own zone. You see something thrown onto the ice. Be a piece of paper or a hot dog wrapper or something at the blue line. Another big hit right in front of us. It's Molitor who goes headfirst into the boards. Quick shot from close range. Back post. No good. And no cigar for D'Amico. He tried to make it go right in front of the paint. Back to the near point. That's Molitor. His slap shot gets deflected right off of D'Lo's stick and straight up into the rafters to stop play at 6:13 in the opening frame of the opening game in this two-game series.
First really good looks there for Kentucky, really working the offensive zone, moving the puck all the way around, getting some shots, trying to work it down low, but Indiana's physicality around the blue to help out Billis has been crucial in them holding this lead because Kentucky's really been out shooting Indiana ever since that goal.
For Krusch, that'll be his 6th goal of the season and his 9th point. He moves into a tie for second most points on the team so far. Kentucky playing around with it in Indiana's defending side. Kenyon trying to jab at the puck in the far corner. There's O'Flaherty getting his head around one Kentucky skater, and now Indiana's got a break. Krusch gets hit into the boards, but he manages to put the puck all the way forward to Kenyon and O'Flaherty. Puck chips up off the high glass and into the netting to stop play. 5.5 to go in the first, and Austin, we see both teams really getting good line changes. That's something that Indiana struggled with a little bit earlier in the season when they were trying to adjust which 3 guys they'd have as forwards on which line. It seems like they've kind of got some chemistry now, and they're looking to build off of it.
And they've got some speed as well. Kentucky struggled a bit in the first few minutes, but you can see the last couple of minutes, both these teams feeling each other out, knowing which guys they like.
Face-off won by Indiana. Null sends a snapper from just outside the right circle forward. Kissel pinning his man up against the boards. That's Wolf who's getting a face full of glass. Now back to Null on the far corner. Pushed around Null. He'll head to the bench. And now a 2-on-2 rush. Jeremy defending. And a shot knocked away by the right hand of Billis. Backside shot from Cortapella, knocked away by the stick of Billis again. Austin, he's got his work cut out for him, and he's performing admirably so far. McKay jams at the puck under the feet of Carlson and throws it the width of the neutral zone. No, couldn't quite get the blade of his stick onto it, and he'll try to lay chase. Kicker flicks the puck along the blue line. Indiana finally looking for a change now. Scratch that, Null swung back around. 3/4 of this first period have elapsed. Kicker sliding into his own slot. Dangerous play, but he successfully passes it forward. Now thrown all the way across the sheet. Kentucky looking for an icing, but instead it's deflected. Bonecutter getting onto the ice and take the puck at the blue line. Dips it off for Jeremy, a shot that goes into the rafters, and it may have hit the disco ball. Austin, my freshman year 2 years ago, a shot went straight into the disco ball, and the game had to be paused for at least 10 minutes as they were cleaning up shards of glass right in front of the goalkeeper's crease. 4:20 to go here in the first. Offenbach moves into the dot to the glove side of Tucker. Referee gives him a word, and now dropping the puck. Toilet bowling toward the near corner. Timmons flicks it forward and all the way back across. Here's Simino chopping at it and stepping to. Cesarski lets the puck glance off his body, but Timmons has to play it in neutral ice. Again pushing forward is Tirakowski. He's got 1 goal on the season, looking to add to those numbers. Bonecutter absorbs a hit. Now a high shot and a deflection, dangerous, from Tim Burke right at the right point. It went through all kinds of bodies and eventually was sent into the netting, into the HVAC system right behind the rink.
Good work there, using his skate to basically just read that puck. It looked like it could have been going towards that other post. Not sure if it was going to go on goal, but when you block shots like that, you know that your goaltender can't make any mistakes there.
Handful of seconds, under 4 minutes to play in the first. Indiana 1, Kentucky 0 here at the Frank. Indiana finally forces the puck free. Here's a 2-on-1. It's Chambers at the right dot. He's got D'Lo with him. Stick handles. Puck in front, and he scores! DiLorenzo on the tip-in. Indiana puts a crooked number up on the board with 3.5 to go in the first, jumping out to a big lead against a very tough opponent, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Great job there for patience from Indiana. That 2-on-1, they waited to the very last second until the D-man for Kentucky committed one way. Great pass across, and all he needed was just a touch on it for it to get past, and a 2-0 lead. Indiana really using that speed of theirs. 2 goals that have really been created because of their exploiting on the speed end of things.
Puck wobbles through traffic into the Kentucky attacking third of the ice, played into the corner as it's pinned up against the boards. 6th goal of the season for Ethan DiLorenzo. He's got 10 points now. Kicker finds himself in some space with DiLorenzo in front of him. Played, and Indiana gains the line. Chambers gets twisted down, nearly tweaks his knee, but keeps the puck in the zone. Now it's flipped high into the sky, and it's a wild rush. Here comes Quinn. He shoots and scores! Brett Quinn gets his 12th goal of the season. The sophomore from Glen Eflin, Illinois, cuts the deficit to 1. It's 2-1. Indiana still on top here in the first, but a big momentum swing on a 2-on-none rush. Billis couldn't do much about that.
Yeah, just a bit of puck luck there for Kentucky. That one went off a skate of an Indiana player right in the neutral zone, led to a really 2-on-0 the other way, and that's what good teams do. They return the favor, and Kentucky's right back in this game with 3:04 remaining in the first period. It's 2-1.
Brett Quinn, the goal scorer. That'll be his 34th point of the season, one behind his captain, Eastlack. Indiana tries to move the puck across the blue line, but Jeremy got spun around and couldn't keep his heel on the blue paint. A tick under 3 to go here in the first. Indiana 2-1 over the Wildcats of Kentucky. Kissel having a little fun over on the side of the dot, and he will receive a tongue lashing from the referee on the far side. Having some fun with Cortapella. A good laugh, and now Indiana wins the face-off, gains the blue line. Kentucky moving around their own side, and it hits another Bloomington Blades championship banner in the ceiling. And those pesky tarps hanging up high are really struggling for Kentucky. They're really having a hard time figuring out how high to chip this puck.
Kentucky's going on Bloomington's memory lane in terms of successful championships that they've won.
Face-off right in front of the Kentucky bench. Ryan Van Daneker standing on the high bench. Here comes Carlson on the right side. He gets stood up by McKay, who forces the puck free. Now McKay goes gliding headfirst into the boards behind the goal, and we'll have a tripping minor. It appears it will be assessed to Drew Carlson, second on the team in penalty infraction minutes. As we mentioned, a misconduct versus the Bowling Green State for spitting on an opponent, and ejected for fighting against NC State. That's North Carolina State. They made a drive all the way down to the Wolfpack. And so Indiana will have their first man advantage of this game. 2:39 to go. And for the vast majority of the remainder of this period, Indiana will have a 5-on-4 power play against Kentucky, who are really strong killing off penalties. 88%. Indiana, a slow weekend, 17% now on the power play. Krusch plays it back toward the blue line, and Goodfellow watches it roll past him. An unlucky bounce. So Indiana circles around as Goodfellow sets up in his own end zone. Gives it up to Kenyon, who dips it back to him. Here's Goodfellow playing to the near side and through traffic to O'Flaherty. Deflection in the neutral zone. And now Cortapella finds himself with the puck right along the red line. Another scrum ensues right in front of the Kentucky bench. They're all standing up, looking over the boards right in front of them, watching the puck. Now Cortapella in space, one-on-one against Kenyon. Here's Cortapella, left circle, sonks at it. A quick deflection, whisked away by Billis. Another good save. 1:10 to go here in the first. Weird deflection, a stick on the ice, a shot from point blank, and almost backhanded away again by D'Amico. D'Amico gets thrust into the boards from behind, and here comes O'Flaherty moving with it in some space. Indiana gets fresh legs on. Here's Cesarski at the right point, moving to the right dot, sliding around, holds on to it, waiting for something to pop out at him. He's keeping his eyes up, and now he's forced headfirst onto the ice. 45 seconds to go on this power play. 1:20 to go in the first period. 2-1 the score. Indiana on top. Krusch with the first one, and the second one will be credited to DiLorenzo. A big hit, speaking of Will Jeremy, he's at the blue line. Now D'Lo gains the zone. He pushes it forward. 3/4 of the penalty now elapsed, and DiLorenzo can't hold on to the puck and keep it in the zone. Cesarski lays chase, sliding around in his own zone. Pitch and catch to Will Jeremy. A good weave through traffic, and Offenbach moves with it. Here's Null at the right circle. He throws a wrist shot, and it's right off the pads of Tucker. Cesarski with 5 seconds left. Here's a quick rush from Quinn. He gets step two and a quick shot in front of the net, scooped up by Billis. He stands his ground again at the back post. Penalty has elapsed, so the Cats kill off one so far. 37 seconds to go.
Crazy penalty there for Indiana on that PK. Goodfellow lost his stick in the defensive zone. That basically turned into even strength for a couple of moments there. Kentucky got some good shots, and then right at the end there, a great pass across, which honestly I wasn't expecting. I don't know if Billis was either, but he makes the save and gives Indiana the lead for now.
Half a minute to go, give or take. DiLorenzo takes the puck off the faceoff, cruising along in the near side. Tries to push a wrist shot forward. Instead, it glances off the knee and side of the leg of a Kentucky skater at the blue line. Sent all the way across from behind the red line. So that'll be an icing on the near side, bringing it over in front of Sam Tucker and the Kentucky bench. But Billis steps out of the crease to play it, and that'll end the first 20 minutes of play. Big crowd on hand here at the Frank to watch Indiana take a 2-1 lead over the Kentucky Wildcats. We'll take a quick break, and when we get back, it'll be Austin Platt on the second period call, here from Bloomington. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Frank Southern Ice Arena after 20 minutes of play between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Cream and Crimson of Indiana University. It's 2-1. I'm Sam Weixler alongside the freshman helping this evening as we are down 4 different people due to travel and illness. Austin Platt from Connecticut, and you've played a little bit of hockey when you were little and you broadcasted?
Zero playing hockey. I cannot skate. If there's one thing I wish I could do in life, Sam, would be skate, but I've loved broadcasting. Junior and senior year in high school, got the great opportunity to do so, and a great game tonight. Great first 20 minutes between these two sides. 2-1. Indiana has the lead after going up 2-0, but Kentucky with a quick response, and they're back in this game.
Well, Austin will take the play-by-play for this period. Austin, why don't you give us a recap of what happened over the first frame?
Very physical game, 10-7. Kentucky leading in hits, but in the first period, just about the halfway mark, Vlad got the scoring started for Indiana with the assist from McKay right on that tip on that excellent play there from McKay to use his speed and then throw it in front, and the eventual tip-in was there, and then DiLorenzo doubled the lead, another 2-on-1 opportunity, great pass from Chambers waiting the very last second to a little deflection right in front to make it 2-0 in favor of Indiana, but then just a few seconds later, 33 to be exact, Quinn cut the lead on half for Kentucky with a breakaway goal that had a bit of a puck luck, as I mentioned, in that first period in the neutral zone, and turned into a 1-on-0. Billis could not make that save. He was fantastic in the first, but that wrist shot from Quinn, his 12th on the season. Very physical team that this Kentucky team has, but just one penalty thus far for Indiana. Failure to score on the power play, something that's been a real weakness for them thus far in the season.
One thing that Indiana really did well was those face-offs, as you talked about. Adam Offenbach again stepping in, this time with Brandenburg to help carry some of the load. But that's really crucial for Indiana so far, keeping the puck and the pressure in the Kentucky zone.
Mentioned a big physical advantage for Kentucky. They got about 5 guys on the back end that are above 6 feet tall. Got a guy as tall as 6'5", but Indiana really trying to use their speed in that first period. The horn has sounded, but we have a sign of Indiana players. No sight of Kentucky Wildcats, and right as I say that, a few guys skate on the ice and get ready for this second period, the period of the long change. Friday night inside the Frank Southern Ice Arena with Thanksgiving break just around the corner for both these sides. First of 2 games in this back-to-back. Tomorrow the face-off will be at 3 between these two sides. 2 of the better teams in the conference. Kentucky currently ranked 5th. Indiana right behind them at 12th. Our 2nd and 3rd right now in the South Division.
Yeah, Austin, it's a dead heat right now in the South in the TSCHL. First year that they've done 5-team divisions instead of the full TSCHL. Imagine the Big Ten going from all 11 teams. When the expansion happened, they switched over to the Legends and Leaders and then the East and West. Sort of like that, although we've got real boundaries geographically.
Both teams getting final words from their coaches. The door is shut, referees are ready. We should be ready to resume this game. Indiana leading 2-1 at the Frank. A pretty big crowd tonight considering the circumstances. Very loud in that first period. The Frank is back and rocking, a great sign for hockey. As both teams get up on their feet, we're gonna get ready to start this second period. It'll be Brandenburg on the face-off at center ice. Quinn, the goal scorer for Kentucky. And we're underway. Indiana once again wins the face-off, immediately sent down by Cesarski. Kentucky has it. That one quickly deflected up into the netting. Quick stoppage and play just 9 seconds into this second period.
Well, Austin, thankfully it's not quite as cold as it usually is here in the Frank. We've got a lot of bodies keeping some body heat going on this side of the rink. Although that concrete behind us is not doing us any favors.
Brandenburg once again on the face-off to the left of Tucker's goal. Kentucky wins it. Puck goes all the way down. Referee waves off icing. Cesarski plays it in his own zone, pressured by Kentucky, trying to throw it in front. Loosen the slide, quick turnaround shot blocked there by Indiana. Timmons there on the block. Indiana players flying to the ice. Here comes Timmons the other end, 2-on-2, takes a shot. Good save there from Tucker, swept away by Kentucky. Indiana regains within their own zone. Sloppy turnover there, Kentucky, they're onside. Chance in front, trying to chip it across. Billis might have gotten a stick on that one. Play continues, a hit there from Kentucky. As Cesarski trying to, once again, get in the middle of the action. Bartus laying the hit there. And finally, we do have a whistle. Some extracurriculars right in front of the Kentucky bench. Play will stop with 55 seconds gone in period number 2.
Well, Austin, we see right in front of the Wildcats bench a little bit of chippiness. Cesarski and Bartus, it appeared, giving each other some shoulder wiggles right into the ribs. Both of the assistant captains for the Wildcats have been ejected, as we mentioned, in previous games. So it's no surprise to see them doing a little bit of trash talking on the far side of the ice to get things going.
Bartus got ejected in that game against DePaul for fighting. One of 5 guys to do so this season. Very physical Kentucky team, but they've only been in the penalty box once tonight. Indiana could not convert, but here they come the other way. Jerami trying to get one off. Blocked there by Bartus once again. Trying to throw one in front. Goes the other way towards the left circle. Indiana working on it down low in the trapezoid. Finally comes out to an awkward spot. Back to the point. And Kentucky regains. Can move the other way 3-on-2, but they lose control of the puck. Indiana regains, courtesy of Simonu, and they come the other way. Kissel picks up the puck. Everyone's changing behind him. He's got just one guy behind him as he falls to the ice. Neither team really gaining too much of the puck so far in the second period, but there's a potential 3-on-1 the other way. Nice play there from Indiana. They go the other way, 3-on-2 themselves. Pass across, and will give and go there, but falling to the ice there was McKay as he had an opportunity for the give and go and had a shot. Here comes Kentucky the other way. That one wouldn't go, just wide of Billis' net. Play really starting to ramp up here in the second period. That puck flipped up, and with that low ceiling, it's going to hit the ceiling, and McKay stops play with 2:05 gone in the second period. Already some good chances for both sides.
It's good to see Indiana really moving the bodies. They were getting out-hit in the first period. And finally, Cesarski getting on the action after he was put on his backside a few times.
McKay fell to the ice there on that potential shot he had from the right circle that wouldn't go. Indiana regains possession of the faceoff. An attempted clearance wasn't quite there, and a shot there goes just wide of Billis' net. They fling it back in. Tyrakovsky there. Indiana moving the other way. It's Kenyon. He's got no one behind him. Just trying to flip it towards the other side of the ice. The only jersey he could find was a black one, and taking a big hit there was Kentucky, courtesy of O'Flaherty laying the hit. Now trying to regain the puck in the neutral zone. Trying to receive some help from McKay, but Kentucky once again comes out with it. It's Tyrakovsky, throws one in front. Near chance there on the backhand. Wasn't quite available for the Wildcats. Cooper nearly had a chance on the other side to tie this game up at 2, but here comes Indiana the other way, but it looks like the official might have gotten in the way there of Kenyon as he went to the bench for a change.
Good opportunity for Indiana to take advantage during a long change here in the second.
That play waved off for icing, must have taken a deflection on the way. Indiana has numbers going for it on this 3-on-2 rush. Here's Timmons with it, right circle, he takes a shot, awkward save there, but one made in the end. Kentucky clears it to the wall, and here they come the other way out with speed. That puck squirts all the way down. Cesarski there on the other end. Bit of a dangerous pass at first, but second time of asking, gets it across to his fellow D-man, and then plays it up for Bonecutter. Takes a hit to the ice, immediately picked up, chance in front, wasn't quite there. Simono had a golden opportunity in front, could have had a wide open net to shoot at, but it just missed the tape of his stick. Play continues. Chipping it up on the other way for the Wildcats. Going down there, and there will be a tripping call against Indiana. It is on kicker. It will be a tripping call, and Kentucky for the first time will go to the power play with 16:13 remaining in the second period. What a chance Indiana could have had there, Wex, to double their lead, and instead they're going down a man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they were called for a penalty, although it is the first of the game for Indiana, and that's one thing that both Jack Null and Jack Kissel have mentioned in post-game interviews. It's a fact that Indiana has to play clean hockey, and for 20 full minutes they did some.
Quinn and Brandenburg on the faceoff, as we've seen often today, won by Indiana. They're trying to clear the puck down. McKay couldn't quite do so, and now it's Kentucky setting up their power play. Quick pass across in the blue, cut out there by Indiana, and they clear it all the way down, courtesy of Brandenburg. All 9 skaters will stay on the ice with 20 seconds down. Kentucky chipping up towards the red. Bartus gets it across. They'll swing it around the boards. Quinn is on it, drops it off for Eastlack. They're playing a give and go back out top of the point. Good pass, right circle, looking for a shot. Finally, a back post shot there, was not there. Wouldn't quite go. Billis might have gotten a touch on that one. A key save there from the sophomores. Held the zone tonight, but Kentucky also holding the zone. Here's they continue on this power play. Calling for it on the other side. There's an awkward shot there, went off his own man, and now Kentucky player is down in pain as he took a wrister right to the midsection, but he'll skate off.
D'Amico got hit down low. It looks like, Austin, it looks like he is really struggling to get back to the bench.
Bit of friendly fire there from the Wildcats. 44 seconds remaining in this power play. It's looked pretty good so far for Kentucky. Their first one of the night. Tyrakowski gets intercepted there by Chambers. Had a 2-on-1 available, but a nice outlet pass and a big hit there from Cesarski. Gets the crowd off their feet. Killing off some more time on this penalty kill. That one thrown on net. Billis makes the save, and the referee's arms go up, and it will be, looks like another one against Indiana as the Kentucky goaltender went to the bench.
Interference called on Cesarski. And now for 22 seconds, Austin, Indiana's going to have to deal with a 5-on-3.
Big hit there from Cesarski on a couple of guys right in front of the Indiana student section. They are not in favor of it, to say the least. It will be a 5-on-3. Brandenburg will be on the face-off once again with Quinn. Brandenburg's won many of them, but Kentucky wins this one. Carlson over to Mulkerin. Left circle. Here's McClenny. Here's a chance in front. Went through the legs. Looked like one of the Kentucky players. Another one thrown on net. Billis makes the save. 6 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. They get it down left circle. 5-on-4 now. One man out of the box. Quick chance in front of the slot. Wouldn't go. Second time of asking. Quick shot. Saved there by Billis. Open net. And they finally, Kentucky scores. Quartapella ties the game at 2 after Kentucky continuously peppered shots on net. They take advantage of what was a 5-on-3, turned into a 5-on-4 with the penalty Cesarski, and they take advantage of the 5-on-4 and tie this game at 2.
Well, Skis will have his sentence commuted, and it costed his team on the scoreboard.
Looked like a clean hit at first, but the referee's arm went up in the end, and that's the difference now. It's 2-2. Indiana had a 2-0 lead, but a power play goal there from the Pennsylvania native ties this game at 2 and has silenced the Frank a little bit. They can put some more life into this building. 2-on-1 going the other way. Quick pass across. The shot just went high. Kenyon with a golden opportunity right in front. An excellent pass across that he got. Tucker didn't know much of it. Just went above his net, but a good play there from Cruz to keep it in. Puck eventually comes out of the zone. McKay tried to swing one back in, but everyone came out of the zone for Indiana. 13:35 remaining in this second period. Game tied at 2, and it looks like we are going to get another penalty.
Delayed call. Kentucky's going to have 6 men.
Goalie goes to the bench. Indiana has to touch up in order for this power play to start, but Kentucky continuing to play through the whistle. Bartus with it. They drop it off now. 6-on-5 momentarily. Quartapella, the goal scorer, takes it to the top. Eventual shot never made it there. Available in the high slot. Great save. Rebound. Another save from Billis. Staying alive. Still Indiana doesn't touch up. Finally they do. But if it wasn't for Sammy Billis, this game would be 3-2.
My goodness. Sammy Billis, have a day and stand on your head, son. He was sliding around on his backside, on his hip, and swinging his legs wildly to keep his body in front of the net. And a great set of saves by Billis in between the pipes.
Kentucky will, however, go back to the power play. It's O'Flaherty who goes to the box. Will be a 2-minute minor. 7 minutes down in the second period. Temper starting to flare for both sides, not only on the ice, but in the crowd as well. Indiana can't quite clear it, but they finally do, courtesy of Simone, who's trying to move the other way. Shielded off there, an excellent poke check there by Tucker to make sure nothing more came of it for Indiana while shorthanded. Kentucky looking for a rush here on the near side. D'Amico takes a big hit there. That one was clean. That one gets the fans off their seats. Cesarski with a big hit. That one was clean in the end. 30 seconds down in this power play for Kentucky, their third of the game. They've converted on 1 out of 2 thus far. That's the reason why this game is tied at 2 in the second period. Puck goes all the way back. Timmons tried to advance it out, can't quite do so. Hit there from Kentucky, shot there from the point, saved there by Billis, and he covers with 12:14 remaining in the second and $1:16 remaining in this Kentucky power play. And it looks like Indiana's going back to the penalty box. Must have been after the whistle. As it is Timmons, the one who's going to go to the box. He is clearly frustrated. And it will be another 5-on-3 for Kentucky.
It'll be a high sticking on Jack O'Flaherty. Pardon me, it is now O'Flaherty in the box instead of Timmons.
Referees changed the call, now trying to figure out what this face-off is going to be.
They put number 20 onto the board, indicating that Cesarski would be the man charged with the penalty, although he is skating freely around talking to the officials.
Indiana coaching staff looking for an explanation. They are not happy, and neither are these fans here inside of the Frank. We'll be down once again, 5-on-3. They've already been down once, 5-on-3 for a few seconds, killed off that penalty, but then 30 seconds later, Kentucky scored the only goal so far of this period, but they're looking for more now. Battle along the boards, won by Indiana, and Garami clears it all the way down. 8 minutes gone in what has been a very entertaining second period to this point. Moving in with speed is Kentucky. They fire a shot there just high. That was Bartus, just over the glove side of Billis. The puck goes once again all the way down. And Burke will have to recollect. Moving across the line into the zone, onside, plays it back. Right point, trying to get it back, intercepted there by Indiana. Clearance was not there at first, and then going down to the ice after he tripped himself was Kicker. And almost got that puck out of the zone. So that one's played off the boards, nearly into the netting, and finally Indiana does clear the puck, courtesy of McKay. And a poor pass there. Ooh, could have turned into trouble. Tucker with a really poor pass. But luckily for Kentucky, only one player was there for Indiana. Here's a chance the other way. A great save there from Billis on D'Amico. Indiana having trouble clearing this puck. 6 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. 9 minutes gone in the second. Right circle, waiting, shooting off the mask of Billis, and then he finally covered up after he saw it as that one clanked off of his helmet. That was Eastlack with the shot. Billis once again standing on his head, making the save, and only 42 seconds remain on the 5-on-4.
Austin, it feels like this middle frame has flown by already at the midway point of this contest.
We've had penalties left and right, but very exciting, very fast in the end, and we are nearly halfway there at the end of this second period. Battle along the boards behind Billis' net. Keeping in there was Mulkerin. Plays it to the left circle. That one squirts back out. 2 players on it for Kentucky. They do well to keep it in. McKay going back for Indiana, trying to win the puck back, but instead it is Cesarski, whose number is somehow still on the board here, but he's a 2-on-1 going the other way for Indiana, and they were offsides. That pass just came out of the zone. Brennenberg and Simonu, 25 and 27, looking for that 2-on-1 opportunity. Pass just came out of the zone. 15 seconds remain on the penalty. We know it is not to Cesarski as he is currently on the bench.
Well, Austin, one weird bonus about being this close to the ice and not having a press box is we can see how wet the ice still is. No wonder guys are slipping.
6 seconds remaining in the power play for Kentucky. They have it at the right circle, trying to reverse the ice. Power play is over. Indiana kills them both off successfully. Kentucky still with possession. Quartapella, the second period goal scorer, passes it across to the right circle. Shot there. Rister went high and wide of Billis' net. Big hit there along the boards by Kicker. Indiana finally can come out with it. Bradenberg with it. Gets past Mulkerin. Now in the corner with it. Takes a hit but gets it back to his man in the right circle, trying to play a pass across. Took a deflection along the way. And Kentucky clears it all the way down. This will be icing against the Wildcats with 9:41 remaining in this second period. Been very entertaining as you see some players with their head over their heels. They are already getting tired.
Entertaining to say the least. This has been a fast-paced and physical contest. This is Indiana hockey at its finest, Austin, and it's really becoming their staple.
And you mentioned that wet ice. That certainly has something to do with the speed that this second period has been playing at, a very fast one, despite some of the whistles for the penalties, which some Indiana fans would say were at times a bit unnecessary. But the game is still tied at 2, courtesy of Billis. But here's a chance for Kentucky on the doorstep once again. Billis with another save. That one was thrown on net, looking for a deflection by Holtz. Right in front, right into the midsection of Billis, who covers up. Another stoppage in play. A face-off will come in the Indiana defensive zone to Billis's right. Tarkowski wins the face-off back. Left point shot was blocked there by Indiana. They're trying to move out the other way with it. An attempted shot was blocked there, never reached the net of Tucker. Kentucky with it in their own zone as they take a hit in the corner. Wildcats get out of their own zone. They're trying to chip it all the way down. Timmons there blocked it, but eventually it goes all the way back. Cesarski with it, battle along behind the net of Billis. Kentucky once again really just getting on that puck the first time of asking. Haven't given Indiana too many chances, but that is a whistle against, looks like, the Wildcats.
Puck just barely graced the bottom of the netting, and it looks like whistle was blown just to bring everybody back and hold things down.
8:43 remaining in the second period. Another defensive zone face-off for Indiana. Much different second period. Really, after Kentucky scored that first goal, it's been a much different game to this point. Where the Wildcats, the better team coming into this game, have looked like the stronger team at this point in the second period. Cesarski behind his own net. Kentucky once again gets on the puck, trying to work it behind the net. A great give and go there for the Wildcats, but intercepting it was Timmons. He can't quite clear the puck. Taking a big hit there was Molitor. Kentucky once again working the puck behind Billis' net, trying to get a back out point. Here they do. Right point shot, took a deflection along the way, goes off the glass. And there is some extracurriculars afterwards, some words, and it looks like might be a penalty.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some matching minors for roughing, Austin.
Puck did not go out of play. It went off the glass and not the netting. And there will be offsetting minors. Cesarski and Eastlack, two captains, will serve, looks like 2 minutes in the box each. We'll get a clarification after the referees talk things over at the scores table.
Well, Austin, we'll have to watch for the hand signals more or less and hope that we guess right. That is going to be an Eastlack 2-minute minor. And Cesarski stepping in. It really says a lot when your captain has to take a matching minor in a very physical game that's knotted up this close.
Stoppage in play for both of these sides. 8:09 remaining in this second period. Very eventful. And the face-off will come in the Indiana offensive zone. Haven't said that too many times in this period. As looks like we will skate. Will be a power play for Indiana. They had 4 on the ice at one point, but then stepping on was Goodfellow. So Indiana with a power play, looking to reclaim the lead, as they can't figure out who they want on the ice. Goodfellow was on, Timmons was on. They go back and forth. Finally, it is Goodfellow as the 5th member for Indiana on this power play. Face off to the right of Tucker, won by Indiana. DiLorenzo with it, the second goal scorer for the Cream and Crimson. Back in the corner, battling along are the Wildcats. That puck goes all the way up, somehow does not hit the ceiling. Play continues. Puck comes out of the zone momentarily. Hit there along the boards by Cortapella. And finally, the puck just comes out of the zone, and it goes all the way down. Back there is Cortapella for the Wildcats, working on Brandenburg. Cortapella doing a really nice job killing off critical seconds in this early Indiana man advantage. Nice move there by Garami, trying to go in all the way by himself. Drop off pass in the circle, is going to get it back down low in the right corner. loses control of the puck. That one banked off the boards, not quite out of the zone, kept in there by the Cream and Crimson. Finally, that one fired all the way down. Another successful clear. That time it was Burke. 7 minutes remaining in the period. Under a minute remaining in the Indiana power play. Kenyon with it, dances, waits, puts on the brakes for a second as a couple players went off the bench. Has an option to Timmons at the point. Takes a shot. That one, good glove save there by Tucker. And then some shoving afterwards. Going down there was Chambers. Indiana fans looking for a penalty call. Face off in the Indiana offensive zone as they are still a man up. And when fired all the way along the boards, kept in there by Kenyon. And when finds its way to the left circle. Kissel gets it back to the point. That's where Kenyon is. Goes across towards Goodfellow. Waiting on that left-handed shot of his. Takes one from the point there. Made it all the way to the net. Solid save there by Tucker. Another one flown on net by Crush. And that one, another save there by Tucker. Indiana really asking more questions of this Wildcats defense after looking a bit deflated after they gave up that second goal. 6:20 remaining in the second period. Glad you could join us on this Friday evening here at the Frank. First of 2 games between these bitter rivals, one would say. That one took an awkward deflection on an attempted clearance off of a Wildcat leg. Nearly turned into friendly fire, but Tucker was ready and covered up.
Talk about a weird wobble. The puck isn't laying nearly as much as we're used to seeing tonight.
Indiana wins the faceoff. Shot from the left circle, went high and wide. Might have taken a deflection on the way from DiLorenzo. Power play is over. Back to 5-on-5. Another chance in front. That one went on goal. Tucker didn't know all about it, but he does make the save in the end. Shot there was from DiLorenzo. Looking for his second goal tonight as both teams will make some changes. But the referee says Indiana's not allowed to change. He said he's put his hand up beforehand. Indiana opted not to make any changes, so the 3 guys are sent back to the bench.
Austin, talk about a home ice advantage. The home crowd here in Bloomington is bringing it to support their boys.
Didn't know how much of a crowd we expect here tonight, but here's a breakaway going the other way for Kentucky. Excellent play there on the back end by the Hoosiers. Lanera had a golden opportunity, one-on-one, had a clear breakaway, and then a couple Indiana players trip over themselves, and there is a penalty going to be called. It's going to be a tripping call. And Indiana's going to go to the power play. Great play on one end, and then they win the power play on the other. Hoosiers, Cream and Crimson goes back to the man advantage. 5:45 remaining in the second period.
It's going to be Molitor given the misdemeanor for tripping.
This Kentucky team, which is known for living in the box, starting to live up to that a bit more in this second period, but Indiana's also been in the box a couple of times themselves. They've had to kill off a 5-on-3. Here they are on the man advantage. Goodfellow with it. Waiting, fires a shot, save there by Tucker, and then that one's cleared all the way down. Goodfellow under some pressure there from Quartapella. Reverses it back for Offenbach. Offenbach plays it across to Goodfellow. Takes a hit there from Quartapella, but play continues. Offenbach with it behind the net on his backhand, looking for someone to play to. He's going to go back out point towards Goodfellow. Nice pass back to Offenbach. He takes a shot. That one went off of a skate. Nearly could have gone in the back of the net. Luckily for Kentucky, it just went wide. Indiana looking much better on the power play. Right as I say that, announcer's jinx. Goodfellow loses control of that puck, and it comes out of the zone. 62 seconds remaining in the power play for Indiana. Offenbach with it. Dangling, getting it on his forehand at the circle. Back out to Cesarski, the captain. At the point, here's Offenbach. Pass across, final shot, and they score! A A power play goal for Indiana. They regain the lead, 3-2. They worked that power play so well. Really one of their best chances on the man advantage tonight. And with 4:33 remaining, Indiana weathered this Wildcat storm and they regain their 1-goal lead.
It was hard to figure out who was given the goal. It looks like Vladislav Krush will get the goal, assisted by Kissel.
Krush was the first one to the bench to get his celebrations, and Indiana with a power play goal, something they've been struggling with all season, and they regain their lead after blowing a 2-goal lead in the second period. And that's icing against the Wildcats, and this energy inside of the Frank really starting to increase again. 4:20 remaining in the second. Krush gets the goal, Kenyon with the assist. Power play goal for the Cream and Crimson, and the boys from Bloomington are back on top. That one also took a weird deflection on an attempted clearance from the Wildcats. Allows Indiana to regain control in the offensive zone, but only momentarily. So the Wildcats come back with it 3-on-3. Eastlack with a backhand just shovels one to the other side. Kentucky clears it down low. Laying a hit was Brandenburg. Indiana having some real trouble here clearing it out, and that backhand shot saved there from Billis.
Goodness, what a performance from Billis through just under 40 minutes of play. Looking really reminiscent of the Louisville game where he allowed just 2 goals and had to stand on his head for long periods of time.
Quinn had that backhand shot there. The freshman looking for a goal tonight has been one of the key face-off men for the Wildcats. Going the other way, here's Chambers with it, loses possession, then falls down to the ice. Stretch pass for Kentucky going the other way. Onside moving in, chance, good save there from Billis. Kentucky that close to tying this game at 3 once again, but here come the Cream and Crimson the other way. DiLorenzo lost possession of the puck, and Kentucky trying to go the other way with it. Much more back and forth action in the latter stages of this middle period. Sent back in, Eastlack going for it. It was just ahead of him. Indiana clears all the way down. Won't be an icing as Berg touched it. He fires one out the other way. That one also took a deflection. Here's a chance down low looking for a potential wraparound. Good play there from McKay as he read that like a book. Helping out his netminder there. Under 3 minutes remaining in this second period. Both teams have a goal in this period. Indiana looking for more. That shot was wild there from Krush up into the netting.
This period has been a dead heat, Austin. Shots on goal favoring Indiana 10-9 so far by our count.
Not a lot of help tonight. Very short-handed on the crew as well. No PA announcer, which makes it tough for us on the goals and the penalties, but we're doing our best. We may not be math majors, but we're getting the shots on goal to the best of our abilities. McKay trying to keep it in there, does so successfully. Down low, pass across, a dangerous one to the slot. Krush was available, now he's on a hat trick watch. And finally, Tucker covers up. Some more shouting down low. As Indiana will make some changes. 2:20 remaining in the second.
We've gotten to the point in the game, Austin, when every single time the whistle blows, somebody's exchanging unpleasantries with a different colored sweater.
Face-off won there by Indiana. McDaniel swings it all the way around, but only player there was a Wildcat who's trying to for the stretch pass. And that one is not going to be icing as Kentucky got to the puck first. That was Carlson who whipped that one all the way down. Now he's on the puck, trying to win it, loose between some skates. Nice play there from Kissel, trying to go the other way, 3-on-1. Has some help, but it looked like he's going to take a shot there, and a save there by Tucker. Looked like he got a piece with it with a glove, and then some pushing and shoving afterwards. As you mentioned, Wex, every time the whistle blows, there's always some shouting going on.
My goodness. Kentucky, we know they're not afraid to fight people. We know they're not going to back down from a challenge. And we are seeing big on big in every sense of the phrase.
And it looks like Kentucky, they are really letting their opinions be known to the referees, and that is why they're going to go down a man. It is Carlson.
Repeat offender.
Back to the box for him. Now it's the Kentucky bench looking for answers from the referees. They're not going to help them out. Indiana will go on the power play. 1:55 remaining. If they do not score, they will have 5 seconds carry over into the third and final period. Face-off will be to the right of Tucker. It'll be Offenbach for the Cream and Crimson in the offensive zone. Another power play for Indiana. They converted on their last one. Krusch there made that a 3-2 Indiana lead with his second of the night. Goodfellow with it. Gets back to the left circle. There's a shot with a man in front. But a solid save there from Tucker as he saw it all the way. Indiana trying to apply some traffic, make it hard for the Kentucky native, the sophomore, to really see the puck very easily, but he did right there.
Well, it's the name of the Commonwealth, Kentucky, on the front of the sweater. But the majority of this team for the Wildcats are from the Chicagoland area.
Goodfellow and Krusch go back with it. Finally, puck goes all the way down, eludes the stick of one of the Indiana players, but they still hold on in the offensive zone. Back out point. They're not looking for a shot from up top at the moment. Kentucky doing a good job applying pressure, not giving Indiana too many shots. On the floor there for a moment was Offenbach trying to keep it in. Kentucky can go the other way 2-on-2. A shot there was fanned by the Wildcats. Indiana recovers. 1:06 remaining in the second period. 1:08 on the Indiana man advantage, but it's Kentucky with the puck once again. Cortapello has been all over the place in this period. Had the lone goal in the second for the Wildcats going the other way. Has a stick check the other way. Fans looking for a penalty, and they are going to get one as a matter of fact. Indiana will be 2 men up. It's currently 6-on-4. There's a blast. Good save. Rebound available in the crease, and they score! The referee waved his hands at first if it didn't go in, but the puck does go in the back of the net. Indiana doubles their lead. It's 4-2 Cream and Crimson.
An absolutely raucous crowd watching Indiana put up another crooked number here in the second period.
A power play goal from the boys from Bloomington, as there was a delayed penalty being called on Kentucky. Billis went to the bench, I should say, adding that extra skater for Indiana, and they now lead 4-2. Two goals in the first period for Indiana, 2 goals in the second, and they will have another penalty because of that delayed call.
Brand new one. It will be Cortapello going in.
36 seconds remaining in this period, and a $1.56 on the power play. That one immediately goes up into the ceiling. That was a rocket there, Wex, from the point that looked like Tucker got a save on. The rebound was put in. It looked like at first the referee waved his arms off to say no goal, but then immediately pointed and to say that was a good goal.
Yeah, it was an impressive shot. A snipe from the blue line that did generate a pretty juicy rebound.
That's what Indiana's been looking for all night long, those big rebounds. They've been unafraid to take shots from the point. Indiana slowing things down here on the power play. Karami looking for one final rush, gets past 2 players, goes down once again. We got another penalty on Kentucky. Well, we mentioned they're living in the box. It's another tripping call. Indiana can really start to feel it as the life inside the Frank starting to increase. The "you can't do that" chant going around. It's Holtz to go to the penalty box, and for 1:38, which might carry over into the third period, but they will have a 5-on-3.
You got to give credit to the locals here in Bloomington, making home ice advantage a real thing for Indiana right now.
Seems like there are more than 4 referees in this building right now. Kentucky still trying to win a faceoff. They can't quite do so. Cesarski, the captain, with it. Nice pass back to the high slot. Shot there was deflected. Good block there by Eastlack. Final seconds here of the second. A slap shot there from Cesarski. And that will do it for a very entertaining second period. Indiana came into this period leading 2-1. They win the second period by that score and lead 4-2 after 2 at the Frank.
My goodness, what a period of hockey we just saw, Austin. Billis getting some fist bumps from his teammates. They know how much he means, and it's really on his shoulders, this 2-goal lead at the moment.
Yeah, that first period he made dozens of saves, it feels like. Second period wasn't tested as much because Kentucky was in the penalty box so much, but those 2 5-on-3s looked like that might have been the turning point for Kentucky, but Indiana held their own, weathered the storm, and after the game was tied, they added 2 of their own.
And what a big boost it will be as far as momentum is concerned for the Cream and Crimson to come out of the locker room after they get a cut with a 2-goal lead and 2 extra skaters on the ice. They've been drawing penalties like nobody's business. And we shouldn't be surprised. This is the most penalized team Kentucky is in all of college hockey so far this season. And honestly, you have to be happy from Indiana if you're head coach Andrew Weiss.
Absolutely, and Indiana's been really trying to use their speed all night long, and it feels like half of the calls that have gone against Kentucky have been tripping calls. Just a credit to Indiana's speed. End of 2 here at the Frank. Indiana leads Kentucky by a score of 4-2. Austin Platt and Sam Weixler here on the Indiana Club Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for a third period. Should be very entertaining. Indiana up 2 with a 2-man advantage to come. Stay with us.
After 40 minutes of play, Indiana jumping out to a 4-2 lead over league opponent, the Kentucky Wildcats, driving all the way up from Lexington to play back-to-back games here at the Frank. Sam Weixler alongside Austin Platt. And we are very grateful for Kyle Brennan hopping up to take the work as the cameraman. Brennan with a goal and 4 assists this season. And he was a healthy scratch this evening. Goal scorers for Indiana. The last goal was credited to Krusch, but upon video review, it appeared to be Jack Kissel jamming it in on the far post. A little bit of a discrepancy, but we can live with that.
Krusch won't be too disappointed. He's got 2 goals himself, so you know he wants the hat trick, but he'll take 2.
Kissel had 2 big goals last weekend at home in front of his cheering section. They were right next to our broadcast table, yelling for Kissel all game long. It was quite a sight to behold. Well, just a reminder, Indiana has a 5-on-3 to start this final frame. And now there's an issue with the clock as the penalties have disappeared. Well, Austin, when you're missing pretty much everybody in your intern and broadcast crew, this is what happens. You get freshmen running the scoreboard on the far side of the ice. No harm, no foul. They'll get it figured out. On the ice for Indiana, Kissel, Krusch, Offenbach, Goody, and Cade Kenyon. In between the pipes is Billis yet again. Sam Tucker, the netminder for the Wildcats, making saves aplenty through the first 2. 7 saves in the first and 15 in the second. Shots on goal for Indiana, standing at 22-19.
It was like all 15 of those were in those first 5 minutes when they went down 5-on-3 twice, but Billis kept them in one of those.
Several late tripping penalties going against the Wildcats that cost them dearly and may have cost them some momentum. Crowd growing restless here as they're trying to figure out who to put the markers on. Indiana in white sweaters yet again from right to left. Kentucky in black with blue numbers from left to right. Austin, you did a great job in the second. Thanks for taking over. Opening face-off of the final frame. Whisked all the way down into the Indiana end zone. Still very wet ice. Zamboni had a thick layer of water. Here's Goodfellow rushing through the neutral zone. He's over at the right point. Looking for help. Pushes it to Kenyon. Bangs it against the wall, back behind the net. Kissel pushes back to Kenyon again. Kenyon holds, looking for something to happen. 5-on-3 for Indiana still. They've got 55 seconds remaining on this 2-man advantage. Goodfellow works the blue line, feeds near side. Back to Goody, and it goes under his skate blade, and he'll chase it down into his own zone. Flicked forward, and Billis will watch it bounce it past him.
Goody's had some problems tonight collecting the puck at that point of time, especially on the power play. It's, I believe, 2 or 3 times now the puck's come out of the zone because of him.
Here's the rush for Indiana. Moving around, that's Kenyon, but the puck gets roulette wheeled all the way across. 30 seconds remaining on this 5-on-3 for Indiana. A minute gone in period number 3. 4-2 the score in favor of the hometown Cream and Crimson. Jeremy picking up some speed at his own blue line. Dishes to Cesarski, who carries across. Now to Chambers at the near boards. Loses an edge, and it's fed back up to Cesarski working the blue line. Thinks about a slap shot. Deflection right in front of the cage. Is poked wide. Good kick save by Tucker. Another feed. Here's Knoll on the shot. It goes through traffic and somehow finds the leather of Tucker, who holds on to it. 5-on-4 now. 17 seconds remaining on the penalty. That's a Brett Quinn misdemeanor. Quinn has 28 penalty minutes on the season now. So for 17 seconds, Indiana will still have an extra skater out there.
All that was going behind the plane. Indiana man was down and it kind of turned it into a 4-on-4 for a moment, but Kentucky's getting that much closer to killing this penalty.
Face-off flicked all the way across by Kentucky. Billis rolls around to the trapezoid to play the puck for his team. 5 seconds on the man advantage. Chambers threads the pass all the way to D'Lo, who knocks it forward. Back to 5 aside. Indiana battling for the puck in the far corner. There's Chambers digging in, crouching at his knees. He gets flipped head over heels and head first into the boards. Delayed penalty, and he was just a little bit slow to get up. Looks a little bit shaken. And if we are reading the body language on the far side of the ice correctly, that will be the freshman Dan Cortapella heading to the box for another penalty. He slams his stick down in the penalty box. He is furious, but it will be another power play for Indiana.
Just a physical hit on the corner where Indiana was in the offensive zone. And just refs call the penalty. He's clearly frustrated and is getting a word, as well as some of the players on the bench. Still talking to the referee while in the box.
Indiana stays on the advantage now. Offenbach slides into the right dot, and we have a whistle called as the coaches would like to have a word with the Kentucky bench. And now we have another player who's just been told to step into the box. That's Caden Boots, number 20. Still 5 on 4. A quick deflection right in front of the cage. Krush goes to follow the shot. Now to Null, backside, score! Kissel gets it! Puck luck in every sense. A weird wobble. And Kissel finds himself at the right place at the right time. 5-2. Jack Kissel adding another one to the score sheet. 17:57 to go. A power play goal for the Cream and Crimson.
Indiana's really starting to strengthen that weakness of theirs, which we knew was that power play coming into this game. And they've really tightened that up tonight and really taking advantage against a team that really has been in the penalty box a lot tonight.
Well, what a chant from the hometown faithful. Shots on goal, 5-1 for Indiana after several quick power plays to start the period. Not to mention they came out of the gates 2 men up. Cortapella's sentence commuted, and it looks like Caden Boots has wandered out of the box as well. No official hand signal from the referees, but nevertheless, Indiana up by a trio of goals with just over 17 to go in this contest. Cesarski watches the puck whiz past his stick, now on a rush over toward D'Amico. He feigns a shot, now over toward Brandenburg, who fires it to no one in particular. Scooped up by Bartus, who gets slammed into the boards. And Chambers lays a big body. Play continues as the Wildcat gain the blue line. Cesarski yanks the puck toward himself, tries to find a man. Instead, it's a quick shot in front of the net, and they score. Gary Eastlack appears to have knocked it home from point blank. Billis couldn't get to the back post, beating him glove side. 5-3 the score, and again, Kentucky answers right back.
Much needed response. That puck just available in the slot, and a good wrist shot beats Billis, or anything expected after a little bit more puck luck for Kentucky. And they're right back in this one. Crowd's really getting to this one. 5-3 in favor of the Cream and Crimson.
So Indiana still holds a 2-goal lead. It's deja vu all over again. The face-off at center ice after a goal. Feels like we just did that, Austin. McKay swinging back into his own side. Plays it off the front leg of Carlson, who knocks it into the trapezoid. Cortapella misses it off the edge of his stick. Here's Kissel on a 3-2 rush. Chips it up into the air, and scooping it up like a second baseman was Sam Tucker. 17 and 3 seconds to go here in the third. And Kissel and the boys are really fired up out there. Finally some mojo and some momentum for this team.
Yeah, a team that's gotten a lot of momentum entering this game. Got some solid shots off on net. And they've been playing very well tonight, deservedly a 5-3 lead.
Jeremy seeds the face-off, and Kentucky flicks it all the way across. There's Lanera losing his edge. McKay gets pile-driven into the boards on the near side. Another big hit. Null pushes forward to Jeremy. He's by himself at the left point, moving through traffic, avoids one hit and nearly gets whisked off his feet again. Now Molitor heading the other way. He's at the high slot. A wobbly pass to the near side to Carlson, who gets drilled into the boards. High lofting pass goes across the blue line. Null taking it with some speed. He's got men with him. Null, a wrist shot, goes high and wide, way over the crossbar. Kicker punches it back into the zone. Indiana will get a change. Some hand fighting between Kicker and Cortapella on the far side in front of the scorer's table. Now across to Cortapella, point blank. He backhands the shot. It's kicked away by Billis. Another muffin shot from the right point. Billis gloves it easily, and play comes to a grinding stop with 16:06 to go here in the final period.
Cortapella looking for his second goal of the game on that backhand of his. Couldn't quite get it back to his forehand, so he went the other way in a tough angle. Billis did well to close it down and really create the tough angle.
Face off to the glove side of Sammy Billis in Indiana's own zone. Kicker finds the loose puck behind the face-off dot. Pushing it forward to Simino, who threads a pass all the way to Bonecutter at the blue line. He chips it in for Offenbach to chase, and he spins around trying to get to it. Simino digs in on the short boards again. Now Offenbach pinned at the waist, bending over, trying to hold on. Bonecutter backhands a pass into no one, hits a body, and now merging with it is Tirakowski. His long wrister gets deflected right in front. Billis left a rebound open, but thankfully Simino comes in and clears the line, so Kentucky will have to regroup.
That's when Billis got to cover up there. Indiana almost overskated as well, creating a second opportunity, but Billis gets bailed out.
Timmons in the quarter. Big stick fighting going on. Cooper loses the puck. A quick shot from the near side. Pushing and shoving ensue. Billis made the save. Boy, Billis really doing a splendid job moving between the posts and watching for his backside, as there have been some squirrely pucks moving around him.
Yeah, a lot of shots tonight for Kentucky from very awkward angles, which always somehow find a way to trickle in the back of a netminder, but Billis has been attentive all night long.
Draw won by Indiana. Swinging around as McKay does some fancy stick handling at his own goal line, trying to emerge. He quarterbacks it, pushing a long pass to Kenyon. He was pushed across the blue line, and Kenyon will have to retreat. Almost a big hit at center ice. And now playing forward is McKay, trying to dig under the feet of Zach Wolf, the Kentucky defenseman. And now Kenyon behind his own net. Near side, quick 1-2 pass. Krusch gets it stolen away by Cortapella again. Cortapella working the goal line, goes near side, jams it, but it's kicked away. Krusch pushing it through traffic. Wolf has the long wrister that hits a body, clearing the blue line. Again, Indiana forcing a retreat. McKay flicks it from far to near. And Krusch gets spun around as the puck wobbles toward Billis. He slams his glove down on top of it as it rolls toward him. 14-14 to go here in the third. Indiana still nursing a 5-3 lead as we have some lumber and carbon fiber out on the near side of the ice.
Yeah, Krusch had a tough shift right there, gets his stick broken at the end, and then on an attempted clearance, instead of clearing it down the wings, went right towards the middle, which is kind of a big no-no. But luckily for Indiana, no one was really at the top of the point to fire a shot off.
A long wrister that goes straight into the body of Goodfellow. He absorbs the shot and keeps playing. Wobbles to Chambers, and it's whacked right at Kissel on the bench for Indiana to stop play. 14:05 to go. And it's interesting, Austin, I don't think Vladislav Krusch has any idea that he's been scored as a hat trick with 3 goals out of 4 so far. We did talk about the fact that it was most likely Kissel who jammed it in on the backside, but Krusch will get the tally next to his name. Here comes a 2-on-2 rush. DiLorenzo, a long wrist shot, gets gloved and then smacked down onto the ice. Another chance goes right in the paint, and Sam Tucker goes down on all fours to stop the play.
Yeah, first shot there looked like it was a bit of an awkward save, going with his glove across his body. The first baseman with a backhand, but we've seen him use his blocker a bit. I was surprised he didn't do it there, but another long rebound left for IU.
Brandenburg loses the face-off, and it's carried the opposite way by Quinn. The Wildcats were a little too eager to cross the blue line, so that'll be an offside. And Austin, it feels like this third period has started off much more staccato than the free-flowing second period was just a little bit ago.
Yeah, after those first couple penalties for Indiana, this game has slowed down a bit. Surprisingly, no penalties for other side, but just more face-offs, more icings with that recent ice clean.
Chambers gets banged right in front of his own bench, and tabletop. Here comes Brandenburg on the near side. Delayed call. DiLorenzo jamming at it. Backhand score! DiLorenzo backhands it right at the goal line from the 1-inch line and makes it 6-3 for the Cream and Crimson. Kissel yet again extending the lead. And now the officials are putting their hands up, trying to calm things down. We did have a delayed penalty, so we'll have to see how the referees decide to shake this out.
Yeah, Indiana's looking for a hit to the head right in front of their own bench, and then the boys from Bloomington go the other way and immediately tack on another. They have now doubled the score of the Wildcats and lead 6-3.
13:32 remaining in the game. And remember, folks, we've got more of this exciting action tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here from the Frank. And the crowd really getting into it. What a fun atmosphere here on a Friday night in a college town, Austin. Doesn't get much better than this.
Not at all, with not too many sporting events going on tonight. It's been the way to go, is even plenty of Kentucky supporters making their way, and we have no clue what's going on, to be completely frank. It
appears as though, are you trying to do a pun there, Austin?
Yes,
I like
much.
that. It appears as though players are going to be sent to the box. There's Brett Quinn gloomily wandering in to the penalty box, manned by backup netminder Giovenco. Indiana has 5 skaters out there, where it's Kissel, Krush, Offie, Kenyon, and Goodfellow. So it appears as though Indiana will have a 5-on-4. 2-minute minor assessed to Quinn. 13.5 to go. So after the Jack Kissel close range backhand, Indiana again up by a field goal. Here's Offenbach, stick handling in his own side, right along the boards. At the hash marks, pushes the puck through toward the left point. Kenyon gets a hip check and keeps moving, shoves the puck forward, but it's whacked back across the red line, and Goodfellow will circle the wagons. 30 seconds have elapsed on this 5-on-4 advantage for Indiana. Indiana went 2 for 4 in the second period when they had an extra skater out there. Goodfellow takes a shot. Kenyon back skating right along the hash marks. Moves forward, back toward Offie at the right point. He gets manhandled, and the puck gets jammed up against a body, flicked all the way across by Molitor. And Billis, a dangerous play, steps out of the crease and steps right in front of Carlson, who is charging toward him. Half the penalty gone. Offenbach weaving around. Nearly tried to pull a Michigan goal and scoop it up lacrosse style before he heads off the ice. Indiana again fighting for it, trying to get an attack set up. But on the odd man rush, there's Bartus. Jeremy throws a hip check and sends one Kentucky skater to his knees. That's Cortapella slow to get up again. Nearly smacks the helmet of the linesman on the near side, but 30 seconds to go in this power play for Indiana. 6-3, we're under 12 to go. And Jeremy has a lot of steam right at the left circle. He moves in toward the goal line, looking for something, backhands it onto the boards. Cesarski pulls it off the yellow, trying to feed it over to D'Lo at the high slot. Chipped forward to the right dot and pulled all the way across over toward D'Amico. He's got a break. He backhands, and it's stopped by Billis. A big pillow save. The right leg of Sammy Billis coming up clutch in that easy breakaway opportunity. Again, the puck sent high and nearly smacks a spectator. Thankfully, everyone seems to be okay. And the middle schoolers are running around trying to grab that puck for themselves. Play comes to a stop at 11.5 to go. And Austin, I would have assumed that the kids would have kept the puck for themselves in that situation.
Instead, he threw it right back on like a good boy that he is, but that's one he could have held on to a souvenir. But an excellent play there from Billis. As soon as he saw the guy was going to go for a backhand, lowered his shoulder, he moved immediately to his other post and thwarted that opportunity.
5 aside as Kentucky gets their man Quinn back onto the sheet. McKay dipsy-doos right behind his own cage. Pushed forward to O'Flaherty. Now Chambers, who backhands it forward across the red line in front of the scorer's table. D'Lo puts his stick in front of the puck to keep it from wobbling away from him. Brandenburg chopping at the puck. It's at the stick of Quinn. Here comes D'Lo. He throws a shot on from the goal line. Now to McDaniel, who whisks a shot forward. Easy save by the right leg of the netminder for Kentucky again. McKay cuts and turns tail, now trying to avoid another defenseman. McDaniel goes down to one knee to block the pass and cut off the lane. Kentucky really starting to move the puck well in the Indiana zone. Behind the net, that's McElhaney. Gets jammed up against the boards by McDaniel. McDaniel may be the smallest player on the ice tonight, but he has a lot of grit and plays very tough. Brandenburg forces the puck off of his stick of a Wildcat skater. Fed all the way across to McDaniel. Chips it off the glass in front of his own bench. Chambers gets sent onto his hands and knees. Halfway through this third period, good passing over to Darnell at the near point. He moves over to the goal line. It's thrown high and wide, bouncing nearly into the ceiling and to the air conditioning system, Austin, but it stays in place somehow, and Timmons fishes it out of the near corner. Indiana 6-3, 10 minutes to go in period number 3 of game number 1. A quick collision. Jeremy runs into Cesarski, a backhand shot, and now jamming at it in front. That's Rice. Another crazy scramble ensues, and we'll have all kinds of pushing and shoving. No, the big man steps in to make his presence felt, and Cesarski, again in the center of the action, has hands all over him. And the Wildcats have had a fistful of his white sweater pretty much every single whistle.
Seems like the second period's really catching up with both these sides. Indiana looked like for one point trying to slow things down a little bit, but as soon as that happened, they picked it right back up. Two guys crashed right into each other, and it could have been an opportunity trying to stuff it home as Kentucky. Billis has been unbelievable tonight.
Cats win the face-off in the attacking third for them. Pushed forward and across the blue line. Cesarski calls for a change after clearing it across. 9.5 to go. Knocked off the glass. Here comes kicker on the near side. He gains the blue line, but no one's with him. Null and Jeremy laying chase. Another big hit sending Bartus into the boards. Null looks for a teammate, but instead is dispossessed. Thrown all the way across to Cortapella at the far side. Lunging forward is Lanera, but Kissel emerges. He's got McKay with him. A 4-on-2 rush now. Over to McKay at the left circle. He throws a shot on, deflected in front. Another big jam shot right in front in the paint. Going down on all fours is Tucker. Puck stays in play. McKay has it the left circle. He spins around a man. Kissel's on all fours in front of the net. Another quick shot. No, misses on the backside. Here's Kissel, a risk shot. Right into the chest of Sam Tucker. My goodness, Austin, it's been a long day.
The goal looked like he was off his bearings there. There were plenty of action going on that shift. Indiana shot after shot after shot. Players down on both ends.
We'll get a tally on the shots on goal through 12 minutes and change. 5 aside, 6-3, Indiana on top of the Wildcats of Kentucky. A big division game. Here's Timmons on a quick shot. D'Lo finds the deflection on the backside. Spins around, feeding Cesarski a wrist shot from the right point. 8.5 to go as Kentucky clears their own zone. Cesarski skating at half moon along the red line, pushing the puck forward. But Kentucky again forcing the action away from their own third. Puck gets deflected off the edge of a stick. D'Lo forcing forward toward Chambers, but he couldn't quite get the edge of his blade on it. And now it's D'Amico moving around, doing some fancy moves. Another wrist shot from the left side, held by Billis. Eastlack really had some muscle on that wrister. Play stops with 6 seconds, under 8 to go.
Excellent pass there. Somehow threaded the needle of an Indiana defender. Don't know how that one went through the legs, but ended up turning into a shot on the left circle. Solid save there from Billis. Got to make sure he covers up all these because Kentucky's going to look for every single rebound possible.
Face off to the stick side of Billis, won by Kentucky eventually. Fed across to Burke. He waits, now throws a shot on low. Just above the ice, about an inch above everyone's skate blades. Held by Billis. And Austin, if we were outdoors in the summer, that would be a worm burner.
For sure. It seems like Indiana on these last couple faceoffs has been really swarming whoever has the puck and leaving some players open on the wings for some shots. But when you got Billis in net, that's not really a worry.
Billis has his glove up in the air. Face off to his glove side. He watches the puck bobble right across the boards and back to him. He gets the redirect and throws his glove on top of it again. So 7 3/4 to go in the final frame. Indiana up by 3. Here at the Frank, Indiana is 2-0, gaining victories in a shootout against Louisville and against Xavier with a shutout by Nathan Chinney. Flicked high into the boards and into the scaffolding to stop play at 7.5. Indiana had 4 games on the schedule so far, although 2 of them, one against Ohio State and one against Miami, those were played at the Hamilton Ice Center in Columbus, Indiana. It's the auxiliary home rink for when the Frank Southern Ice Arena is not open in early to mid-October. It was built as an outdoor rink, and they plopped a roof on top of it, so it doesn't quite get cold enough until very late in the fall. Face off to the glove side of Billis, won by Kentucky. Moving around behind the net, that's Tierakowski. Feeds down low, a quick shot. Puck wobbling high into the air, now taking a weird bounce. Down on his knees, that's Bonecutter twisting around, gets spun. Now more bodies join him on the ice. Fed over toward Mulkern. His shot goes sky high into the netting, and play stops as both teams will have a good jawing at each other before skating away. 7 seconds to go here in the third. Austin, it feels like Indiana is just playing to hold on to this lead at the moment.
Yeah, plenty more whistles we've seen in the last 5 or so minutes in this third period. There were plenty of players down there, just Kentucky players whacking at the knees. I'm surprised the whistle didn't go. Looked like one point one of the referees was going to blow his whistle, but eventually the puck went out of play on a deflected shot.
Face-off won by Kentucky again. Trying to jam it from the backside is Cooper. He feeds behind the goal line again. And joining him is McKay. Referee nearly takes a shot, but Krush and Timmons trying to connect as Timmons blows a tire and goes knees first into the boards in the corner. A lunging dive made by an Indiana skater, and the puck bounces across again. Indiana playing a lot in their own third right now. Timmons lays a body forward. 6.5 to go. Indiana still up by 3. Krush charging toward the blue line, but can't force the puck all the way across. Behind the goal line again. Now to Krush, who sticks his blade out in front of it. McKay holding behind the net. Over to Kenyon, backhanding across the zone, and finally, Indiana will be able to get a change as they relieve the pressure. Nearly 2 straight minutes we're in the Indiana third as kicker baseball bunts the puck right into the Kentucky zone. Some very good stick work in this game. Here comes Carlson. He picks up where his teammate left off. A wrist shot goes straight into the chest protector. And the big IU logo. Billis making the save again. And just a bit under 6 minutes to go, Austin. And I got to be honest, with the crowd, the energy they've had, I feel almost as tired calling this game as the players surely do out there.
Yeah, so many stoppages in play, especially in this third period, kind of slow some things down.
An odd man rush for Indiana. Here's Nolan on the near side. He thinks about a shot. Passes to the backside. Scores. Kissel again. It's a hattie for Jack Kissel. 7-3. Indiana increasing their lead to 4. What a performance from the junior from Ryan, New York, Jack Kissel.
Or as I say, Indiana was trying to slow things down after not having the puck in their own zone. They come out with a 3-on-2. One of the Kentucky players slipped on the other end. They played the pass across. Kissel goes 5-hole. And the fans starting to say goodbye to some of the Kentucky fans, which are starting to head for the exits.
Well, there's still a nickel left on the big board. Indiana trying to hold on to this 7-3 lead for the next 5 and change. McKay swings his stick at the puck right in front of the scorer's table, and now over to the Kentucky bench. McDaniel backhanded forward to Brandenburg, who flings the puck into the end zone. Forced way all the way across the ice. Icing waved off. Here's the charge by D'Amico. He gets to the puck on the right side of the net. A weird wobble. Billis watches McKay poke for it. Now McKay skating out of trouble, but will have a call on the ice. And it appears a hooking. We'll have to see who gets charged. It will be Brandenburg with the misdemeanor hooking. 5:17 to go. Indiana up 4, but will be down a man for the next 2.
Yeah, that's a penalty. Honestly, they're not things usually called a good penalty, but I think that might have been one of them. That puck was loose in the blue paint, and I think Brandenburg just turned around looking to found the puck and unfortunately just hooked the stick of one of the Kentucky players. But there's such thing as a good penalty. I think he just had one of those.
Billis adjusts his face mask as the faceoff comes to his stick side. Playing around with it at the far point. That's Burke. Puck gets sent up into the air above the heads of the left point. Wrist shot gets poked away. Cortapella finds it in the near corner. He braces himself for impact, but threads it to the blue line to Burke again. He walks it. A long shot from the middle of the slot. A quick pass to the backside. D'Amico trying to get something going. Another shot from point blank, and Quinn swings and misses. Indiana kills off a solid 30 seconds and then get a change fresh penalty killers on. 4:40 to go, 120 on the advantage for the Wildcats. Brandenburg serving the time. McDaniel panics and forces the puck forward. Now back to Burke, who slides into his own slot. Near side to Eastlick. He's looking for his 100th point in his career as a Wildcat, the senior captain. Played onto the far dot, backed up to Burke in front of the Indiana bench. Burke throws a wrister on that finds some bodies. Chambers lunges, poking the puck free. Referee sidesteps the puck, and it goes over to D'Amico in the near corner. He's pinned up against the boards by the leg, held up sideways. That was McDaniel moving it. And the puck poked over toward the far corner now. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Burke lines up for a wrister, instead passes down low to the near side. Billis leans over on top of the post and covers it. And a big cross check right to the midsection. McDaniel absorbs another hit. He is one tough customer and one of the most influential defensemen Indiana's got. 3:43 to go, 26 seconds remaining on this power play for Kentucky. Indiana still trying to keep this 4-goal lead right where it is.
Frustration starting to boil over for the Wildcats after that play. A clear cross check right in front. And Billis has been rock solid all night, but the Wildcats have had some really good looks on net.
Face-off won by Kentucky. They play around with it on the far side. Simoneau stops on a dime and fires the puck all the way across. So Sam Tucker moves out of his crease, letting his skaters try to set one last big rush up. Here's Carlson on the near side. 5 seconds left on the power play. McKay spins around, pokes at the puck. Now it's over to the stick of Molitor. Penalties over, 5 aside. Here's Carlson in the far corner, trying to throw a big hit on Cesarski, but he spins around. Another shot from the left side. Inside the left circle, finally to Cesarski, but he whiffs on a pass, trying to clear it and now forced all the way across into no man's land. Kentucky getting a change. Indiana trying to get fresh legs out there when they get the opportunity. McKay sidesteps one would-be attacker, and now it is stolen away. There's Cooper on it. McKay fighting tooth and nail, but the puck is sent up into the rafters to stop play. 2:44 to go on the clock. 4-goal lead for Indiana. And the crowd really starting to make their way toward the exits and for warmer pastures, if you will, Austin. Billis again adjusting his face mask. It looks like he's trying to scratch an itch on his shoulder, the way he's wiggling his head around inside that catcher's mask. Face off to the glove side of the aforementioned Billis. Won by Kentucky. Pinned up against the boards. A big hit from behind. Bonecutter forces the puck across the red line. Here's Simoneau by himself. He'll just dump it in as Indiana gets 5 fresh onto the ice. Line change for Indiana, and Kentucky trying to get new guys on. They'll have to do it in a moment. Timmons whisks the puck all the way down. We're now to 2 and 10 seconds to go here in the third. If this score holds, it will be a much-needed 3 points for Indiana to try and make up the difference between the Wildcats and the Cream and Crimson in the South Division standings. Under 2 to go, the 2-minute warning. Indiana again playing pitch and catch in their own defensive zone. Threads it through the top of the stanchion. My goodness, Will Kicker, what a fling of the puck. Well up into the air. Another big hit right in front of the scorer's table, and we'll have an icing call by the linesman on the far side. 1:43 to go.
Impressive flick there from Kicker to somehow thread it through the complicated stanchions here at the Frank. It'll be another face-off for Kentucky in the offensive zone. Time really starting to run out. Indiana feels that they got this one in the bag. A really well-played third period from the B-Town boys.
Jeremy steps in to take the face-off. He wins it, and it's forced to Null on the near side. Null sidesteps one Wildcat. That's Burke on the puck. He nearly goes down to his knees. Cesarski finding it in the near corner again. All the way over toward Eastlick. He tries to force the issue, but instead the puck clears the blue line and Kentucky retreats. In the end zone again, Indiana playing with it in a dangerous spot on the ice. 69 seconds to go in this league matchup between Indiana and Kentucky. Indiana still holding on to this 7-3 lead. If Indiana were to hold this score, they would climb just 1 point behind Kentucky in the standings for second. Miami finally given a loss in the league play. Krush moving around with it and lays a big shoulder into a Wildcat skater. And now over to Timmons. He throws it through traffic. It catches a knee of a Kentucky defenseman. Krush goes point blank. Another jam job by Krush. He gets thrown into Tucker, and more bodies collide. Kicker watches the puck go by him. He steps into Brett Quinn and now gets forced down onto the ice. Quinn jumps over him. 20 seconds to go. Quinn just playing around with it at center. And Kentucky will get 5 fresh onto the ice as well. A big whack by Krush. He nearly took a stick to the face. He is not all too thrilled with Toby Cooper at the moment. 5 seconds to go. Indiana watching the puck move into their side. And they will hold on to this 4-goal lead. A big win against number 5 Kentucky in the Southeastern Conference surely will give Indiana a boost of momentum and confidence going into the second game. 7-3 the final score. Indiana puts a tally in the win column here on Friday night at the Frank. Austin, what an exciting game and a great atmosphere. The home crowd really made this home ice for the Bloomington boys.
Yeah, they had a lot of momentum. Indiana did at the end of that second period, restoring that 2-goal lead of theirs, and then used that in the third period. They didn't really rely on Billis too much in that third, which is a credit to the IU defense to really giving him a chance for a breather, but he still felt like over 30 saves tonight. And an excellent performance and a team that needed to score on the power play. I mean, it's a good team to practice it against, a team that lives in the penalty box, as we mentioned, and they converted on the power play when they needed to, and a big win for the Cream and Crimson. It's now 5 in a row in the month of November.
That also ends the Kentucky 5-game winning streak. That comes to an end. And the Wildcats, what do you do to regroup going into tomorrow's matinee at 3 p.m.?
I don't know if it's hard to do this, but I guess it is stay out of the penalty box because now you know that Indiana can actually score on the power play. I think they were caught in maybe a bit too much, being a bit too aggressive, and Indiana's got some real speed, something we didn't really maybe expect too much as the Cream and Crimson lift their sticks in the air in celebration.
Salute led by Cade Kenyon at center ice, thanking the fans for their support. Well, stick around for the post-game show. Austin and I will get all the stats ironed out and tallied up to give you a gist of the action and a quick recap. But for Kyle Brennan, the sophomore skater from the St. Louis region, stepping in as the cameraman this evening, and alongside Austin Platt, the freshman, stepping up with a call in the second period, I've been Sam Weixler. Final score 7-3. Indiana puts a tally in the win column. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Indiana 7, Kentucky 3. A good start to the weekend for the Cream and Crimsons. They dropped 7 goals on a very physical Kentucky team. We'll take you through the goal-scoring summary. It was an interesting first period, but DiLorenzo got the first goal for Indiana, and in the second and the third, things really started to heat up. Kissel ended up with a hat trick. We had some debate over who that scored that fourth goal, but Kissel had one, Kicker had one, and Krusch had 2. A lot of Ks in the scoring column for Indiana, but it doesn't matter. They went 7-3 in the end, get that power play going, which is something that we said was going to be very important at the top of the show, and they will play tomorrow in a rematch at 3 o'clock here at the Frank to try and sweep their 3rd straight series against the Kentucky Wildcats. Final from the Frank on this Friday night, nearly turning Saturday morning, Indiana 7, Kentucky 3.